Coach. So obviously Sunday was a big day. After we talk to you, you guys find out where you're heading with the 2 seed. You're going to eventually go up against Nova again, but first you're focused on that first game that you guys have against Tampa. What do you know about this Tampa team, and what are you preparing for?
Well, absolutely. It's one game at a time this time of year for sure. I think that's the beauty of March Madness, right? And you see all kinds of crazy finishes and different games. So Tampa's a really good team. They've won 20 games. The Sunshine State Conference is a phenomenal league. They have 4 teams in and one of the best regions, if not the best region in Division II basketball. They play really fast in transition, which is something we struggled with a little bit over the weekend against Delta, against Valdosta, 2 teams who press, who play fast, who push the pace. Hopefully that was some good prep against a team who plays fast, who presses you full court as well. And they have a couple really talented guards and a really skilled big. They run a lot of good actions, off-ball screening, on-ball screening. So we'll have to get back to the basics. I am looking forward just to having a little bit of more prep than we've had, kind of going in our 2-game conference weekend in that rhythm, a couple days to really focus on us and trying to learn from our games this weekend and make a few adjustments. So excited about that opportunity today.
Yeah, what is the benefit of having this much time to prepare when it's been so long since you guys have had really any break between games?
One is rest. Those were 2 games this weekend in the GSC semifinal and final that were taxing on our body physically, mentally, quick turnarounds. We lost an hour of sleep on Sunday on top of everything else. So I think a day off yesterday after a late night with Selection Sunday and long travel day was really good for us. And then today it's getting back to the basics. I hope today can almost feel a little bit like a preseason practice. This is a new season, right? Tournament basketball is different. So excited to get back to working on some of our habits because that's what you sink to the level of your training, right? And we want to have some good training days ahead of our upcoming opportunities in the NCAA tournament.
When you think back to the conversations we've had about specific players mostly, Daniel and Tommy and Luke, but it was Blake on Sunday. He really got hot, ended up taking home tournament MVP honors. What can you say about how important he's been to this team and why he was somebody you wanted to bring in?
Well, he's just a great complement to our other pieces in so many ways. He's 6'4". He hasn't done a ton of it this year, but he can get going from 3. He made multiple threes in the championship game. He can also, he's a guy that can just drive and finish, and he has a great shot fake, for example, small things like that. He's just savvy, knows how to play, understands how to create advantages. And then when you surround him with Tommy, Luke, Matt Thurman had a phenomenal day, Daniel Saylor, that all of our guys, those 4 guys I just named have been playing together for 3 or 4 years. Then you add Blake, he just fits right in with those guys in terms of he's a little bit different than Tommy and Luke. All 3 of those guards have some different strengths that really complement each other and make for a pretty tough cover defensively. So I brought him in because of all those things that I just mentioned in his game, but also he's just a great person. He's really high character. He fits us off the floor. He's a great student, engineering major. That's one of the top majors here. So it was a fit in just about every way imaginable, and really glad he's on our team.
It's not often that you can be a team that wins 30 straight games, win your conference, and still be the 2 seed in a tournament. Are you guys playing with a little chip on your shoulder, knowing that you guys aren't the 1 seed?
I think it's just it's one of those things that it is how it is, and we've gotten some good breaks this year, whether that be a calendar type situation or whatever the case may be. We've gotten some bad breaks. We really just try to control what we can control, and Nova certainly, they beat us. At the end of the day, they beat us, and they earned the right to host, and they've had a phenomenal year. So we'll go down there and hopefully be at our best at the time of the year when you want to be at your best, and give it our best shot, and hopefully we can finish the year strong.
Coach, your team's in the ultimate win-or-go-home situation. How much do you think these guys really understand what's ahead of them as you head to Florida for this big weekend?
They should understand. They've gone to Nova for a lot of NCAA tournaments and had this experience before. I think there's no better tool to learn than experience. However, I think it's a fine balance. I think our team's at its best when we balance playing loose, playing with confidence and freedom, while also playing with urgency, right? And that's what I want. But I don't want it to go too far the other way. It's win or go home. We have to be perfect. I think that can be a risky mentality, maybe that doesn't bring out your best. Again, this is coach speak a little bit, but we really have tried not to be too results oriented. If we go down there and we're playing our best basketball and have continued to get better this week is the goal, then I think we can live with whatever result we see.
I got one last thing for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys know you want to take it one game at a time, but if you stay on the trajectory, there is the chance for that rematch against Nova. How much are you guys hoping to have that opportunity so you guys can have a round two and try and get your revenge?
I don't know that anyone hopes to play Nova, right? But I think we would look forward to that opportunity. I think a lot of people should look forward to that rematch if it happens, because I've had so many people tell me it's one of the best games that they've seen. It was back and forth and big play after big play by both teams. So I think it would be a good game for Division II basketball, and if we make it that far, would be grateful for the opportunity.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
We knew it on Sunday, but now you guys officially dancing. You're going to head up to Union. You got to play Nova first. Tell us a little bit about what you know about this Nova team.
We dug into it yesterday watching some tape, and obviously this time of year, no matter who you play, everybody's going to be pretty good if they're still playing. So they're a good team. We're looking forward to it because I feel like every time we look up, we're playing Union or Lee. So it's kind of good that we can play somebody different, something new scout, new energy, new game plan. So we're looking forward to it. It'll be a big challenge. They're present some problems about how they play. Very five-out-like, a lot of motion, which can present some challenges to Haley and Lex on who they can defend. But we'll figure it out. We'll get a game plan.
You mentioned Union. Obviously, that's a team that you would have to get through if you want to advance.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like just knowing that they're on the schedule again and dealing with them again?
Yeah, we hope we get to deal with them again. We hope so. The way the bracket worked out, we're away from Union and Lee. So there would be, if we're fortunate enough, there would be 2 games that we'd have to win before we played one or the other, probably on the other side. But Union hosting it at home, they've got a lot of momentum. They've won a bunch of games. They're really, really good. And our conference is, I think, will shine in this regional as like we're pretty good. The old saying, the toughest league is the one you're in. Well, we sure feel like it in the Gulf South.
We were just mentioning it a couple minutes ago, but really not that far that you guys have to travel. Is there any advantage to that only being about 3 hours away?
Yeah, I think so. I think it makes it easier to get there, the logistics of it. Like, you don't have to worry about flying and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot easier to navigate just the actual getting there, being familiar with Jackson and even with Coach Campbell at Union. It's just so much more convenient to go to Union. Not crazy about Union getting to play on their home floor, but the travel was going to be a lot easier and much easier to navigate.
The program most recently made the tournament in 2020, but there wasn't a tournament that year. Last time you guys actually played a tournament game was 2013. So it's been a full decade. Can you sense the level of excitement from your girls who have never had this opportunity?
Yeah, and I try to convey that to them. Like, let's make sure we understand, like, this is really big stuff. And sometimes as young people, they don't realize it till years later. And they will, but I want them to understand that what we're doing here is very unique. It was probably not expected. and let's enjoy it. That championship game in the Gulf South Conference, I've made it clear to them that be thankful that you got to play in this game. It's hard to get to that game. Let's enjoy the moment. Now, here we are at the NCAA tournament. Let's be thankful that we're there. You may not ever get back here again, so let's make the most of it. So it's been good. I remember when I did the interview, whatever it is, the press conference. I didn't make many promises, but I did promise that we would play winning basketball and that we would make our women's program relevant in the Gulf South, and I think we followed through with those promises.
Coach, when you kind of just look at the fact that now you're in the tournament, you were telling us the other day, it's so hard to literally to get here. Do you feel like the young ladies not only understand what's in front of them, but also feel good about their hard work through the season is now paying off to this point?
I think so, and I think beating Lee gave us another lift of confidence. There's no moral victories, but playing Union that close gave us another little shot in the arm that we can do this thing. And it's rare, and we're in a good situation here where I feel like we're still getting better. And it may not be actually putting the ball in the hole. It may be a team chemistry, a team confidence thing. No doubt we got better when we got the monkey off of our back and beat Lee. No doubt we're getting better to know that we were right there neck and neck with Union in the championship game. So the good thing is that I think we're still getting better, and we believe. I think the girls believe that we can go into this tournament and win a few games.
I asked you about support on Sunday. The fact that you're heading to Union, a team in your conference, for this tournament or whatever. So for sure UAH Charger fans are going to make their way up. How much is that going to help you guys from a boost standpoint and support standpoint?
I hope that the crowd shows up, and even during the regular season games, we would have a following of fans that would come to those regular season games. Now we're in the NCAA tournament. Let's hope that the following increases even more. It'd be easy to get to, and we would love all the fans that could get there. We sure could use their support.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Appreciate your
Thanks,
time.
Coach.